Disco Elysium is a detective-themed CRPG and one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. It's originally got 92 on Metacritc, 5 Game Awards, 4 BAFTAs, and PC Gamer ranked it number 1 in the best PC games ever made. It was originally released in 2019, but ZAUM weren't quite satisfied, hence the re-release now called Disco Elysium The Final Cut, which comes with a huge amount of extras and improvements to what clearly was an already outstanding game. The game is out now and available on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Stadia, and will be coming to Xbox sometime in the summer. This video is a first impressions review for Disco Elysium The Final Cut. So before last week I never even had this game on my radar. Being brutally honest, I was offered a copy of the game and I very nearly turned it down. I took a look at the game and at first glance it just didn't do anything for me. The art style didn't initially grab my attention, and with it being a story based game I was very close to giving it a hard pass. Turns out that would have been a big mistake on my part. In this video I'll talk about the story setting without going into any spoilers. I'll talk about how the gameplay feels and what you should expect if you decide to pick this game up. I'll also touch on who might enjoy this game to help you decide if it's for you. Toward the end of the video I've left a couple of snippets of gameplay without showing any major story spoilers to give you a feel for the game too, and my reaction to it. The initial premise of the story is that you wake up having given yourself a hangover so bad that you lost your memory. You're there to solve a murder mystery, but you wake up in a terrible state with no knowledge of why you're there, who you are, or of your surroundings. The opening scene is described to you by various parts of your brain and body, fully voice acted and describing your predicament in no uncertain terms. Your job is to uncover the details of a crime and everything that leads to along the way. The game is very dark in its humour and sometimes ridiculous, but it's backed up with a very grim and fully fleshed out world around it with sometimes disturbing events for you to uncover. You can play the game however you like too. You can choose to be the hero, for example, getting on task, or literally clown around and pull off some absolutely ridiculous things. One of the quests I picked up, for example, in my first hour was to find a sad song to sing at karaoke and belt it out to passers-by without permission or warning. This game isn't about breakneck combat or fast-paced action, however the sheer diversity of the skills you can choose from, the way you can level up, the way your choices both in the narrative and in the way you build your character will have an impact on the outcome of all your encounters and in the way the game plays out. It's mind-blowing. The depth of the story is impressive and the way it is delivered in a grim but really funny fashion all make this really enjoyable to play. I personally found it really funny in places. If you enjoy slightly dark humour then I suspect you'll really like this game. I honestly haven't laughed this much while playing a game for years. You'll see a few clips of that at the end if you decide to stick around. This game is like nothing I've ever played before, to be honest. It reminds me very much of the old days playing Dungeons and Dragons over at a friend's house when I was a kid. Disco Elysium is classed as a non-traditional role-playing game. Events in the game are resolved through skill checks, which are basically rolls of the dice, using probability based on the different skills you have. The game is based on dialogue trees, investigation, and uses a system of skills that represent different aspects of the protagonist. The level of depth and choice this game offers is staggering. You want to try and find out why a kid you're interviewing is so abusive to you? Maybe dig a little deeper and see if you can help? Go right ahead. If you would prefer to punch him in the face for being a little monster, that's fine too, but of course there are reactions and consequences for how you choose to play. There are 4 primary abilities in the game: intellect, psyche, physique and motorics, and each ability has 6 distinct secondary skills for a total of 24. These skills will help decide the outcome of your choices through the game. If you attempt to figure something out or take a certain action, your skill base will dictate your percentage chance of success. If you succeed, then you will get some extra XP and achieve your goal. If you fail at the action you wish to take, however, then you may end up taking negative effects, like a blow to your morale for example. On top of that there is a system called the Thought Cabinet. This is like items you can plug into your character build. Thoughts come to you from certain dialogue with NPCs or based on certain actions you've carried out. You then have the choice to internalise their thoughts or to ignore them. If you do decide to internalise them, then after a certain period of time they can grant you certain benefits, but they'll sometimes come at a cost. An early example of this is the thought about becoming Hobo Cop, reflecting on the benefits of being homeless and saving money while still being a police officer. If you manage to internalise this thought, then you gain the benefits of finding more items and money out in the street, which can benefit your playthrough, but your composure around other NPCs will take a hit, which can then have further unforeseen impacts on the game. Early into your journey, you meet a partner who will act as your more professional counterpart and can help steer you in the right direction if you choose to listen. You will also meet other NPCs who can accompany you during certain parts of the game, again, all based on your interactions with them. The Final Cut version of Disco Elysium features full voice acting, where the base game only had around 15%. It has over 30 hours of new content, quests, locations, and even new RPG systems. You can equip a multitude of different items for your character both physically and mentally, which open up new gameplay options and outcomes to the interactions with all the NPCs. Honestly, I was really surprised how much I've enjoyed my time in the game so far, after initially almost deciding to give it a miss. If you enjoy slower paced strategy games like Divinity Original Sin, or even something like Baldur's Gate or the Telltale games where you have the chance to investigate and think through your choices and reap the benefits, then I suspect you might really get into this game. Do bear in mind though, you'll need a fairly thick skin. As I mentioned earlier, the humour is pretty dark. I showcase some snippets of very early gameplay now and my reaction to them, to demonstrate what I've been talking about. I'm not sure that any base level description would really do the game justice. Before you go, please leave me a like and comment, as it really helps the channel out. Let me know what you think of the game, especially if you played Disco Elysium back in 2019. Thanks for watching. Here we go.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Help, someone cut my head off who's trying to murder the rest of me. Yep, I've totally been there.
Are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to throw up. Can I bring you something?
She's right. Something wants to come out through your mouth. But you can keep it down because your body does not control you.
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Okay, what's the suggestion? Challenging. High percentage of win, so try the expression, let her know you want her physically. Wow. Okay.
The words have already left your mouth.
Oh, I'm not reading that out loud, but oh my god.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on. Say it. No. You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time.
Don't back down now. Say what you said again. Proudly.
Yeah, do it.
Goddamn
do it.
right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cup are you?
No, I'm not apologising. Definitely not. Wrong move.
Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it.
Lick it, but only a little. Calmly, the lieutenant looks out the window. Then to you licking the tasty rum stain off the counter, but only a little. Then out the window again. This is insane.
What are you doing?
Investigating.
We should move.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard.
Might as well try that.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being.
Okay, we just got a balking off our own psychosis. And also we damaged our own morale.